just outside of the nation's capital in nearby Landover, Maryland. Welcome in. We're getting a look at the enormous Northwest Stadium. Weather's starting to get a bit colder, but playoff hopes burning bright as ever for most of our teams as we get underway here in Week 12. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Now a give running right. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. That's Baron Browning who makes the stop. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 32. Brought in right side. And he'll get it up to the 44. It's a pickup of 11. And the Commanders will have a first.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Into the hands of Terry McLaurin. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. From the gun, it's Daniels. Able to find Ertz. And they bring him down around the 34.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Again, Daniels to the air. He gets this one to McLaurin. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Now their opening drive's certainly going according to plan, Brock. It's a new set of downs at the 27. On 1st down, here's Daniels. Looking slant route, complete. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Second down now, 7 to go. Back to the well again. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
He fields it from the 8. He stopped on the return at the 27. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Ned starting with a pass. Finds Mims. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, looks like the 30.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Second and 6 coming up here. Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. He's contained at the line for no gain. Tackled there by Jerome Baker. Looks like no gain on 2nd down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. of the gun, it's Nix. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up. Here comes the Broncos punting unit. And he'll punt it away to end a disappointing opening drive. He breaks a tackle. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Commanders will go on offense. First and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, Daniels. Has a man, it's Ertz. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. The tight end going in motion right. Handoff on 2nd and short. And he'll get it up to the 44. It's a gain of 4 there. And the Commanders will have a first.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Another carry for him. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Brandon Jones up for the stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. That's him on the quick hitter. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. First carry now for Austin Eckler. And that's good for a gain of 5. Derek Forrest able to make the stop. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Running with Eckler again. Breaks the tackle, still going. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And the Commanders will have a first.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Looking for... Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate. When you put the ball in the air, how many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. They send a man in motion. After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. He can run it. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
You know, that may have been a situation when you look back on it, he watches the tape the next day, and he's got to find a way to throw the ball because his running ability, while it gets him some yards, is not enough to get the 1st down.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. They give it to him again. Has the Washington touchdown. The Commanders stretch their early lead to 9. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
That one right down the middle. And the Commanders go up 10-zip here in the 1st. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. This return starts at the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. The drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Williams to start the drive. He'll cobble together a yard there. Jeremy Chin there on the stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. It's a 2-score game early. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. We're back, and it is Broncos football as we resume. They have 2nd and 9 for their first play. Shotgun snap to Nix. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. So they're left facing 3rd and long. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
On third down, here's Nix. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one, and that'll be good for a Denver first. New set of downs for him from the 46. Nix with it on first. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So second down coming up. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. They'll throw again. Nix. Short pass brought in. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Third down, 1 yard to go. Nix from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
New set of downs for him at the 38. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. New set of downs for him at the 38. Throwing on first down, Nix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Terrific zone coverage. Wallpaper sideline to sideline. QB's got 2 options. Wait for a hole to open or tuck it to run. He chose the former, but the pass rush showed up before any throwing lane did.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Another try following the sack. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he'll be brought down at about the 29.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Third and a lone yard coming up. Nix now to throw. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth. Here's Nix. That one's complete, right side. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. And they drag him down just in time. He's shy of that marker. We've got a turnover on downs.
You go for it on fourth down. It's got to be something from the short list of plays you expect to work every time. If that one's on the short list, I think it's got to be reevaluated. Something wasn't working on it, and it cost them the possession.
Daniels on first down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
I love a good bootleg just like every other quarterback does. And bootlegs are most effective, Kate, when you're running it first and you deceive that defense. But if you're not running it, or it's a poor fake, or you got a defense that is sound, well, you have the opportunity to get hit in the face in less than 2 seconds, just like that.
All right, here we go. Second down. Trying again, following the sack. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
Just about every defensive coordinator worth his salt says two things in every production meeting. Number one, well, we got to stop the run. And number two, we got to take away the tight end. Well, good luck doing that. Defending a big guy who can move like that, it's a lot easier to talk about than to go out and execute.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. From the gun, it's Daniels. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Now Daniels to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Again, Daniels to the air. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Yeah, this is one of the occasions, Kate, where this defense got to just keep chopping wood. Keep chopping wood. I know they're a little more careful about actually having axes in locker rooms anymore after injuries, but the mantra is the same. You can't look at the scoreboard nor worry about what your offense is doing. You got to keep punishing your opponent.
That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And he's able to get it to the 21 as he goes down. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Throw on 3rd down. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Kate, that's a really nice play in coverage. That linebacker looking like a quarterback on that play. Perhaps those cover guys could take some notes and have to stay in position, and most importantly, swat that pass away.
Ball taken in at the 36. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Eckler. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Sent down by Cody Barton. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. He's going to snag a couple of yards, charging up the gut. John Franklin Myers coming in to clean things up. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3. Back-to-back carries here. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And this punt is out of bounds with no chance at a return. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. To throw, here's Nix. Throws into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Jerome Baker has it. And the Commanders get the football as he makes his third interception of this season. He got in front of that one for the pick. Looked like that's the receiver it was designed to go to on that play, too.
Yeah, the QB just must have missed the lurky defender in coverage right there. That's where, as a QB, you've got to have the vision to not just see your route, but see those defenders in front of it. If you stare down your receivers in this league, turnovers follow.
Motioning the tight end left. They'll run here on first down. And he can only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired. Offense to the line for second down. Man in motion here. Here's 2nd and 14. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. Almost the completion of the wrong team there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because the quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Throwing now, Daniels escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Give now to the running back. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Brought down by Paulson Adebo. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
As a corner in this league, oh, you can go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. If you want to be an all-pro, you stick someone like that.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they make the play at the 23, a gain of only a little. Only a yard on the play. An improvement on their last one, but that brings up 3rd and 9. Empty backfield now. The running back motions out left. Oh, they try the lateral. It's a live ball. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. Looking for the back that time. Well, where one defender failed, Brock, another succeeded. He shook free of that first tackle, but the next guy not only made that hit, but knocked it loose as well.
Kate, as we saw when he broke that first tackle, he could absorb a shot. Right, he's got great what they call contact balance to absorb it and keep going. But that second hit, well, that drove the ball free and leads to this takeaway.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. That's complete. It's Javonte Williams. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains. I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out. And this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now from the nation's capital. The Broncos, with a lot of ground between where they are now and where they need to go. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Complete to Mims. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Into traffic, complete. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Tackled there by Jerome Baker.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win. There aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
From the 44 here on 2nd down. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along the route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Nix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Washington calls it 2nd timeout. As they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. Brian Anger on now to punt. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And this kick gets past the 20. It's going to reach the 18-yard line before it's touchdown. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. He loses the football. But it looks like someone from the Commanders got to that one. They'll keep the football. Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock, but now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice, but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make him bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
Daniels from the pistol. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Goodness gracious, this quarterback is taking an absolute beating in this first half, and you better have some ice for him ready at halftime. I'll tell you this, Kate, it has been a brutal couple quarters, and if you don't start protecting the quarterback, this guy may not make it and even finish this game.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. They'll empty the backfield and motion him right. Along the sideline, Brown brings it in. And he almost reaches the 45 before going out. They'll get 18 yards there. And that'll be good for a Washington first. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Hits his running back. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Commanders will have a first. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Now Nix. Searching for somewhere to throw well behind the line. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Second half starts with a run by Williams. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And the Broncos will have a first down.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Throwing on first down, Nix. Throw left side, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So now, after the penalty, it's 1st and 15. Nix from the gun. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They bring their tight end left. From the 46. Has him on the quick hitter. They get an even 10 on that play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
First down, ball at the 36. Nix. Mims with the ground. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll throw again. Nix. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. Cortland Sutton, the man he was after. So it's going to be 3rd and short coming up.
Man, with how hard it is, Kate, to get these plays down the field, you can't let the coverage off the hook with a drop. It just can't happen. But you're going to see it right here. He saw the open space ahead of him and started running before he ever brought the ball fully in.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Dulcich hauls it in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Throwing it again here. Finds Mims. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. They'll throw it again. This throw is cut. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Motioning the tight end now. First and goal, here's Williams. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. It's 2 yards on the gain, and now it'll be second and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on first and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on second down.
Second and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. They try again with Williams, and he's brought down for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle instead, well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Buckle up, it's third and goal. Here's Nix. He's got it. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face, because I could think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that third down?
Three plays haven't gotten it done. Now a fourth to try to reach that end zone. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. Not helping themselves with that penalty, and now lining up for a tougher 4th and goal. To throw, here's Nix. And he's going to go down. They get to him on 4th and goal and complete the defensive stand.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Motion man is the tight end here, going left. Completes one to Ben Sinnott. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
On 1st down, here's Eckler. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Second down now, 7 to go. Now we're on the counter. And this goes across midfield and into Broncos territory. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to leave him with 3rd and 3.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. That one's out and cut on the right side. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Blown back gets the handoff. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a 1st with some room to spare.
First and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, it's Daniels. He's got time here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Trying again, following the sack. That one doesn't find its man, incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Now Daniels to throw. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off Brandon Jones. Well, Brock, they left the locker room in front. Great position to be in, right? But a shaky start to half number 2 with that interception right there.
We know that no lead in this league is safe ever, ever, ever. A 1-point lead, something that looks insurmountable. They all seemingly come down to the final possession anyway. And with a whole half of football left, you just can't give away too many possessions like that.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Out of the gun, it's Nix. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting a completion in that area, it not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out. Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call's going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap. So things getting a bit tougher following that penalty. We got 2nd and 15. Shotgun snap to Nix. Search it. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the first down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
So a really tough spot here. This is third and a country mile. They toss to Williams, headed right. He passes the 35. And he'll finally be taken down right along the 40.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down.
They don't complete a high percentage of these, but even the incomplete deep shots serve a purpose. It keeps the defense honest, knowing if they overcommit close, they could get burned.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Daniels from the pistol. Dumps it off to his running back. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
So now here's 3rd and 5. The play clock nearing 0, so Coach Matt LaFleur forced to call a timeout, as that'll leave him with just 2 to use the rest of the way. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Daniels. Into traffic, complete. And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Again, Daniels to the air. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. PFL49. Has a man, it's Ertz. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Brandon Jones up for the stop. Well, the defense is really buckled down. That was a scoreless third quarter for us. It's the Commanders' ball. A chance at a win if they can hang on to their lead through the fourth. Here we go, third and less than a yard. Plowing up the middle. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
3rd and inches, and you hate to see that run go backwards. I just take myself back to a huddle, and you know you're imploring your guys, listen, just give us a little bit of a push and we will move the sticks. Instead, well, the defense is energized with that stop.
And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Broncos are going to take over with a lot of field ahead of them. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now Nix. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Play action with Nix. No better luck than the last play, Brock, as he just has to get rid of it. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. It's Nix out of the pistol. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Tried getting it to Cortland Sutton. So that brings up 4th and long. Punting unit out now. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And it'll be their football. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. That's McLaurin on the quick slant. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. On 1st down, they'll run. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
In a situation like this, you got to be a fixer. I mean, this game is hard, and you get into known passing situations, it gets even more difficult. But when you don't get rid of the ball and you take another sack, you make this 3rd down a near impossibility.
Third and long for him here. Complete beyond the marker. And he takes this down to the 10 before hitting the sideline. So 3rd and 16, no problem for him as they get the first.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This one's caught. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Here's Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
You get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards. But, Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. They bring McLaurin in motion right. Here he is on 3rd and long. Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
Yeah, this has been flawless, really, from every side, Kate. In order to get to double-digit sacks, it requires a tremendous amount of work leading up to this game, but then ultimately the execution of everybody. This has been the acronym of team. Together, everyone achieves more, and more is 10 sacks. Those 3 points could go a long way to securing this W. Makes it a lot more comfortable knowing the other side's got to score a couple touchdowns now. Touchdown to field goals, not going to get it done anymore.
The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Returnable from the 1. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Handoff goes to Williams, running right. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Quite the start to that drive, huh? The first play sets him up now at the 38. They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back them up. A little slow to operate the offense, and they're going to back it up as a result of that penalty. Set him back 5. It's 1st and 15 after the penalty. They'll run here following the penalty. And solid running there gets them forward to the 39-yard line. Gets them 6 yards and back on the positive side of things. It's now 2nd and 9.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. Stopped at the line, and that forces them into a 4th and long.
Don't laugh at me, Kate. I almost wish there was an actual white flag on either sideline we could see waving in this spot, because that was an easy mop-up for the defense to force 4th and long.
Their punter making his way out now. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. And this is going to stick them deep on their own side. That's out of bounds at the 9-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's up across the 10 to the 11 before going down. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Another carry for him. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Third down, 1 yard to go. They give it to him again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
The Commanders ready for the punt. And he's going to have to hit this one from the edge of his own end zone. And they'll let the clock run all the way down and expire. Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call's going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap. They'll send out the punting unit. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And he makes the fair catch inside the 45. No return on that punt. And the Broncos get set to take over. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground with Williams. And he takes it up and across midfield to Commander's territory. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down. Another run for Williams. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Make it a really close measurement to see if he got the 1st down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And he's brought down for a loss. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in D.C. Broncos trailing by 13. All right, here we go, 2nd down. Handoff now to the receiver. And the reverse call pays off. Some decent yardage before he's brought down.
Well, I know this. This staff loves the athleticism and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who could take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Up the gut they go with Williams. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior, 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
Down a couple of scores, but still some time left and 3 timeouts as well. It's 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Williams. Has another lane. And he's finally hauled down at the 12. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
All their timeouts left, but they still need a quick score here. It's 1st and 10. This is Williams. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Second and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Draw play. This is Williams. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. That timeout's taken now as we have 1, possibly 2 snaps remaining in this ball game. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. To throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down. So score this as a win for the Commanders. And a lot to be happy with on both sides of the football as they come away with a total team victory in this one. So for Brock Ewart, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. It's a win for the Commanders, as with that, we sign off from DC.